What's going on, guys? So today we are installing a gas line for the pole barn. The gas line is going to be for the 80,000 BTU hanging resonator heater that I just mounted over the weekend up in this corner here. The gas line is going to be coming from the nipple I stubbed out through the bottom of the wall here. It's going to be coming straight across to tee into my furnace gas line. I'm going to be running direct burial gas line, the poly or PE gas line they call it. That's going to be going directly into the stub out right here that I put in over the weekend. Inside the pole barn here, you can see I mounted the resonator heater up top here. I actually had to build my own mount to hang it off the corner post because of where I wanted the heater. I built this A-frame here out of angle iron and C-channel. So the angle iron here is lagged directly to the corner post, and then the C-channel comes out and makes an A-frame. And then I made a top plate for the threaded rod that comes through the heater. That way it's adjustable. That top plate is holding the heater itself, and then the A-frame is what it's hanging off of. So this is the PE poly gas line that I'm gonna be using. This is 3/4 inch. I'm gonna go 3/4 inch just because it's about a 30-foot run from the house to the pole barn here. Along with the poly gas line, I got these two risers right here. These are 90-degree risers, and they already come pre-installed with the fittings on them. These are push-to-fit fittings. So you basically just cut the hose to size, and then after that, they give you this tool here, which allows you to chamfer the edges. And once you have it chamfered, you just push it in until it clicks, and then you're all set. I've got some tracer wire here that I'm gonna be laying alongside the pipe, and then about 6 inches after I start to bury the gas line, I'm gonna install this caution tape. So to dig this out here, I'm gonna be using the Artillian trenching buckets. What I have here is their 18-inch stump bucket, and then over here is their 24-inch stump bucket. I've never actually used these buckets on a trenching job before, so I'm curious to see how they're gonna work out. I think they're gonna work really good. And what's really nice is the gas line needs to be buried between 18 and 24 inches. And between these two buckets, we've got the exact two depths that we need, 18 and 24 inches. So that's gonna work out really good because I believe up by the barn here, because of the grade, I only need to go about 18 inches deep. And then coming down this way towards the house, I believe I'm gonna have to go at least 24 inches deep to be able to get underneath this gas line here where the T is. So what I plan to do is start with the 18-inch bucket, and then if I gotta go deeper, I will switch to the 24-inch bucket. Now, as you can see on the ends of these buckets, I've switched out the teeth. Artillian is now making all different sets of teeth for these buckets, and then they've got like their regular standard teeth here, comes on all of their stump buckets. And these are the same tooth bar. The only difference is from the standard one is they're built a bit heavier duty. They've got a sharper point on them. They have a second gusset coming up the top here, which helps with strength. And all these new teeth that they have released, I have tested each one of them myself personally for them before they launch them, and I've never bent a single one of them. I've never used these for trenching yet, but I think they're gonna work really good. I believe these are called their HD teeth. So if you're curious in picking up a set of these teeth, you can go ahead and go on Artillian's website, and I believe they're called the HD teeth. That all being said, we're gonna go ahead and start on this job here. First thing I'm gonna do is back drag as much of the stone away from the work area as I can, just to try to salvage the stone, because once I start digging through the base of the driveway and getting down to some really mucky dirt, it's all going to get mixed up with the stone, and then I'm going to waste all the stone. So I'm going to use my bucket to kind of back drag as much of this material as I can. There's really not a whole lot over here, but coming from this way forward, there's quite a bit of stone here that I can dig up. I will have to go through part of my ramp here, as you can see, for my shed. So I'm going to grab my bucket and come in this way and scoop out stone out of here, and I'll just haul it all away and kind of back drag it out of my work area like I did over here with the shovel. And once I got a nice clean dirt layer here, I'll start digging with the stump bucket. So that all being said, let's go ahead and jump on the tractor here behind me, and we'll get to it. All right, guys, so here's where we're at so far. I've got this all pretty much dug out with the 18-inch bucket. I'm deep enough over here for the elbows. My elbows measure about 30 inches to the top of the elbow to the bottom. I've got 33 inches here, so I've got plenty to be able to connect to this nipple coming out of the wall here. So basically, I just got to clean it up from here back now. I'll just clean this up a little bit. And then I got to obviously dig out the center here still. I left the center so that I was able to pass through. We'll dig this out at the end, and I'll use this plywood to get in and out of here. And then down this way, I am about to switch over to my 24-inch stump bucket so that I can get this down deeper, because as you see, this nipple here for this gas line is much lower to the ground, and because of the slope of the ground, it's hurting me both ways. Not only do I got a closer nipple, but I got the ground, the way it tapers down over here, much less of a slope than over here as it goes uphill. So I got to dig this down deeper, so I'm going to switch to a 24-inch bucket, and we'll see if we can get in here a little farther. I was kind of limited on how far I can get in with my fork frame. I was hitting right here, and I could have shifted the stump bucket on the fork frame. I could have shifted it this way, but I only got so much room to work on this side as well because of the pile, and it's just very tight in this corner. So I'm just going to switch to the 24-inch bucket. I'll start digging. I'll be able to get a lot closer with this. My neighbor Eddie stopped by. He's going to keep an eye on it so that I don't hit this gas line, so I can get as close to this gas line as I can to limit my hand digging. But that's where we're at so far. So let's go ahead and throw on the 24-inch stump bucket. We'll get the rest of that dug. I'll probably dig it 24 inches from about here to the gas line over there. So let's go ahead and do that, and then when we're done with that, we will dig out this last piece here in the center, and then we can lay our gas line in there, throw in the trace wire, connect our lines, and start burying it.
right, guys, well, we finally got the trench fully dug from one end to the other here. Got my risers in here just to double check and make sure we're below both nipples, so we're definitely good here. Same thing over here I'm gonna do, and as you can see, we're well below it now. So I'm gonna get these connected now, and then once these are connected, I'll know exactly the length of pipe I need to put in here. Then I'll grab my tracer wire and lay that in next to the pipe, throw our tape in, and finish backfilling it.
All right, guys, I think we're finally about done here. I used up the rest of that stone pile that was over here, and it turned out pretty good for what I had left for stone. As you can see, it's nice and smoothing through here now. I've used all the stone in the immediate area. Then once I felt I had enough where we dug this, I started to back drag it and spread it out throughout the rest of the driveway because I made kind of a mess over here, you know, tracking mud around and whatnot. So I kind of reblended all of this, and I think it turned out really nice. It's hard to tell because it's so dark, and that's why I left the lights of the tractor on so you guys can kind of get a look at it for the end of the night here. Rebuilt this ramp the best I could. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but for the material I had, it didn't turn out too bad. I'm gonna have to grab a rake and kind of rake this corner here where I couldn't get with the tractor, and then I could put my bricks back over here for my flower bed. So I got a little bit of raking to do just on this little corner here, and I could blend this a little bit better with the rake, and then I could fill in my corner over here. Little pile of stone right here. This stone is gonna go right in this little hole right here, which was there to help build this ramp coming up into the barn because of the grade. So I put this gravel here to kind of keep all the base material for the concrete underneath the barn and to kind of build this up. And I also did the same thing with topsoil here on the side of the barn. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Can't see a whole lot of it right now, but next time we're out here, I will give you guys a nice good look at it in the daytime. Next time we're out here making a video. But this is pretty much right now the best I could show you until the next time. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna be really happy now that I finally got heat in my barn. Really happy that I finally got this gas line ran and didn't run into any major problems doing that. It's definitely one big step closer to finishing this barn off. The last main big thing I got to do is get the electrical over here from the pole. And then once I do that, I just basically got to finish hanging insulation, which I've been doing a little bit each day after work. And then we'll be pretty much ready to work in there. So hope you guys have a good weekend. Hope to see you out here again soon. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys in the next one.